Barbara told me no crying, but we'll see. I thought, how do I put a 45-year friendship into words? I don't know that I can. But I'm going to try to give you a glimpse into my extraordinary friendship with an extraordinary lady. She was my sister in every sense except biologically. She was my mentor. She was my bestest friend. I met Barb in 1967 at Jack Hunt's office. She was an accomplished reporter, and I was a newbie. We had instant like for each other. She took me under her wing. How lucky I was. We eventually got an apartment and lived together for 7 years. I couldn't have had a better roommate. We traveled, we laughed, we hung out with our dear friend Claire. And then I met my husband Rick, and he grew to love Barb as much as I did. And then Barb met Peter, and our circle was complete. We were appointed to Supreme Court on the same day, and she helped me with the infamous Attica hearing. Barb said it was our finest hour and our claim to fame. And I guess she was right. In 1977, we were married a week apart with Barb leading the way. She stayed with me on the eve of my wedding. She said one last night in our apartment. We had some young fellows that lived next door, and they engaged in a party or two. That night, the music was going strong. 2 a.m., I hear Barb storming down the stairs, banging on the door. I'm like, oh no. And I hear, my friend is getting married in the morning and she needs a rest. Turn it down. Well, not many people said no to Barb. And I'll tell you, peace and quiet ensued. 3 years later, we found out we were pregnant together. We were due 1 week apart. Barb led the way. I swear she called me from the delivery room. She said, I just delivered my beautiful daughter, Becky. And she said, Kaz, if I can do it, you can do it. And she said, just remember, you can do anything for a day. Well, she was right. 3 days later, I delivered my beautiful daughter, Jenny. And Barb went on to have the other light of her life, Jessie. And so the Simon and Hahn families made some wonderful memories together. For 25 years, we played tennis every Sunday. We were fiercely competitive. We used to laugh and say if we didn't love each other so much, we'd probably kill each other. In her last few months of tennis, amazingly that she played so close to the end, she called me, and she was so frustrated with her game. She said, Kaz, I just don't have my A game anymore. I finally said, A game? We're lucky we have a game. We're in our 60s, for goodness sake. She reluctantly agreed. And I know somewhere in heaven right now, there's a new tennis team. Captained by Barbara Simon. We know it, don't you, ladies? We know it. I had a chance to retire early and move to Hilton Head. It was such a difficult decision because I would be leaving my Barb. But of course, Barb championed my decision. She told me it was a great opportunity. She always put everybody else's feelings first. I was retired about a year, and one day I wanted to call her. I had not called her at work my whole retirement. I didn't even have her number. I called downtown and they gave me her number in the Falls. I called, I said hello, and she said, why are you calling me? I said, I don't know, I just had a feeling I wanted to say hello. There was silence, and I heard her crying. I said, Barb, what's wrong? She said, I didn't want to tell you yet. I just found out I have breast cancer. And so the 10-year journey began. Our daily phone calls, emails, cards, and visits. I told her I would walk the journey with her, and I would be always holding her in my heart. The last few weeks we sensed time was running out. We talked at least 3 times a day. We watched The Price is Right together while on the phone. No, Dee Dee, we didn't talk about you. It just seemed to bring her joy. And as ill as she was, she always asked me, so, tell me, what's going on with you? Again, she cared so much about everyone else. A few weeks ago, she told me, my friend, you have been with me since the beginning, and you will be with me at the end. Again, she was right. I was given that gift. I was with Barb Tuesday afternoon. She was not feeling well at all, but she said we could spend a few minutes together. Those will be some of the most memorable minutes of my life. I noticed a peaceful, calm look in her eyes. There was no more fear. She asked for my hand. She looked at me and said, "I love you." I said I loved her, and as always, I would hold her in my heart. That night, our journey here on earth ended. Barb was the strongest, most courageous, loving, unselfish person I ever met, and it was an honor to be her best friend. I will close with a tiny little poem that I wrote the other day that brought me some comfort, and it goes like this. I prayed for a cure, but it wasn't meant to be. Instead, the Lord said, "VA, come away and stay with me. Until we meet again, my bestest friend."